There's so many plugins in this stuff. I don't know what this shit means.
Is that working? It is working. Okay, cool.
We've released an episode every day since July 9th.
Damn, son. We out here winning in these streets right now.
And I forgot to upload just the headers. That goes out today, and then flagship goes out tomorrow. Every day for 2 weeks. How you like that shit?
We out here winning right now. Yeah, you can't forget to upload just the headers because it's time sensitive. You're jabron.
And it's alright.
What do you mean it's alright?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
I'm playing with some stuff.
I think we're live.
Cool.
Yeah, we are live.
Right on Taylor. No word from Taylor yet.
We're just gonna have to like what we're gonna do is I don't know what this video looks or sounds like, so we're just gonna give this a shot.
Go to the Bitcoin Podcast YouTube, and if it's live, then you should be able to see it live.
Well, you're right about that.
I know technology, brah.
Compressor. Let's do a compressor.
Looks or sounds like, so we're just gonna give this a shot.
Go to the Bitcoin Podcast YouTube, and if it's
oh yeah, sounds good. Yeah,
it's a calf compressor. See what that does.
I need to be able to get myself up on the screen, but we're live right now. If anybody is like wants to, you know, check that out. Yeah, we live. Let me get a little. I guess let me get the URL for this.
What does this do? What did I just do?
The stream health is bad though. One person is watching. I don't know who that is.
You.
Probably one of you guys.
It's you, man.
I closed that down. Oh, there we go. That's how we. Oh no, that's not doing it either. Stream options. Basic info. Uh-oh. Oh, copy video URL. There we go.
Check. Sounded pretty good.
Alright, I'm gonna drop this in here. Why is there a chick in a bra?
Change that. Not do that. Snare mic. Vocal leveler 1. Yes.
Okay, that worked. I need to rename it though. Behind the scenes.
Hey Corey, can you talk for a second?
Yeah, I'm talking. What's up? Hello.
D, can you talk?
Yo.
D, you're coming in kind of strong.
That's what she said. What do you want me to do about that? I don't know what I can do about that.
Throw your PC in the reservoir.
Yeah, for real.
Haters gonna hate.
Come on, Taylor.
Alright.
I should have sent her a reminder yesterday morning.
People should be anticipating this from the first time you tell them.
I think. I don't know what this sounds like. I'm gonna listen to it.
I want to get Daniel's podcast ready up in here. It's been a while.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Hopefully by the time Taylor gets here, I can figure out how to add myself in the screen. That'd be dope.
Check the microphone on the recording, seeing how it sounds.
Let me try this. I'm coming in
way hot. Stop.
I'm coming in hot.
No, I am. These microphones are loud as fuck.
67.
I put them in my hands.
67.
I wonder if there's like a way.
Does that sound okay if I do that?
Try it again.
Turn the mic down. Does that sound okay?
You sound good.
really low. I think I sound powerful.
D sounds
Is that better?
like Thanos.
All that you know is at an end.
Volume's up loud. That's what it is.
With the snap of my fingers, half of your body will go away.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Corey still hasn't seen the movie yet. Nobody goes away.
I know somebody dies. It's fine. I just don't know who. Do I sound okay now?
Yeah, you sound pretty good. Just make sure we sound good. We're live. We've been live this whole time.
That's fine. I'm playing with my audio here, so when I'm recording it, it doesn't come in too hot.
Yeah. I'm trying to use OBS and I can't get my face on the screen, so everybody's going to be big except for me. I'll just be a little tiny in the right.
It's because you don't know how to use OBS.
Yeah, I know. I can't. Whenever I try to bring up another application that uses my webcam, it won't work. Let me try this. I did in bands.
Wasn't this interview really long too?
No. Maybe.
Got a lot of background noise. I'll get rid of that.
Alright, just the headers is out.
Thanks, man.
Check. Let's try that now.
And Dan Bionac goes out tomorrow.
I think this will sound better. I put a noise gate. See if it sounds.
Congratulations on 13 episodes.
Fuck.
How'd that Naomi Brockwell interview go? Was it interesting or stupid?
Well, it was alright. She's a talker, so she can make it go.
Yeah. If that Safadine guy actually tweets out her shit, that'll get a lot of hits.
Yeah. There's 2 people watching now. Who's the other person? Is one of you guys watching?
No. Maybe it's Dad Bona.
Maybe it's me. I don't know. It's time for some Hollywood magic.
Check. Oh wow, it takes care of all that stuff. It doesn't look good.
Alright, we gotta start.
Yeah, we do. Let me come here. I'm gonna put this in general chat, so maybe some of our people will start joining up. So.
Check. Checking my microphone for threshold shit.
Alright. We all have crispy voices with new equipment. I'm rocking my NT USB mic with my
Why does it say my open camera stream? I just changed the name of the thing. Anyways. I need to learn how to work technology.
We don't know what we're doing.
You do know that your YouTube stream is like showing your Slack and everything.
You gotta like set
yeah.
it on a specific window when you do that stuff.
Yeah, so now
Yeah, but when I
everybody's
put it on a
Frame
specific
on
window,
OBS.
when I put it on a specific window, it doesn't work the way I want it to. Like, see, it's just like, if you look at the stream, you'll see just like it's blacked out.
Well, you gotta set that stuff up. You know, just like
Dude, I'm no retard. It just doesn't work. Look, I'm looking. It's like my video card isn't good enough, or
Really need a new computer.
whatever the case is. It's not working.
That's what the bottom line is. You really need a new computer.
Yeah, I need a new. Like, look, I go to. It's just because my video card is. Remember, we tried to mine with it.
You're still using that?
Yeah.
I'm using the same one too. I'm using one of my miners from Litecoin mining. That's my video card. That's why I need a new video card.
What video card is in the Black Magic? Let me look that up.
All right, let's get this show on the road. All right.
Taylor hasn't answered, so we'll just.
Oh, it comes with a Radeon Pro 580.
In 10.
Like, real loud shit that will live.
In 10.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Bitcoin Podcast, episode 214, coming to you live and in HD.
Live.
I'm your first host, Marcello.
And I'm host number 2, Dimitrik.
And I am host number 3, Dr. Corey Petty.
Hey, yo. What's
cup
up,
is that,
fellas?
D? I
Huh?
feel like you just it's like is that a disposable cup?
Yeah, this is what I drink my coffee out of.
Why don't you use regular cups? You're in your apartment.
Well, what if I have to go somewhere? What if I'm on the go?
Then you could use that, but how often are you on the go in the morning? Especially like when you're doing a podcast.
Corey, being on the go is a mind frame, my friend. It's not necessarily 100% physical.
So you just make sure that all the peripherals are like reinforcing your mind frame.
Yes, exactly. Just in case I'm on the go. I drink
Okay.
coffee like I'm on the go.
Okay.
Like I'm on the go. I know what you're saying. It's a terrible waste of paper because
I like
I'm
how
not gonna-
Corey just took a drink in frame just to prove his point.
yeah, this is what you should be drinking out of.
Yeah, very subtle. Hey,
Well-
I had a bidet thought, guys, and you're gonna
Lay it
think
on
that
us.
it's ridiculous, but if you think about it, it might be interesting. So,
Just the point of a bidet thought.
yeah. So, do you like Guardians of the Galaxy movies?
I'm a fan, yeah.
Yeah. So the director of those films has been fired.
Yeah, for some stupid shit he said, like child porn and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, 10 years ago. So I was thinking, like, what if someone like Brian Armstrong said, or maybe he did like a Papa John where he said the N-word during a conference call, or he sent a bad tweet 10 years ago and got pushed out of his company. What would that mean for this space? If someone who's in a prominent role in the space did something, had a lapse of judgment and did something dumb, and they weren't able to continue to be a pioneer in the space, like that could be real. There's so many.
I don't know. Vitalik said something pretty terrible last year, and he's given a pass on it. So
What did you say last year?
he said that like drug dealing arguably does more physical harm than child pornography, because like child pornographers just sit at home on their desktops and don't do anything to a person. And I was like, oh, it's a pretty bad tweet. It's pretty public. But
It's
then,
almost like you shouldn't even give your thoughts on anything other than Ethereum when you're in that position of power. Like, don't give us your commentary on politics or drugs or nothing.
So just don't be a human whenever you get put into power. Just don't be a human.
It's
you're not
almost
supposed to be human. You're supposed to be everybody's human, and that makes you inhuman.
I disagree.
Well, that's the way it works, man. That's why politicians go kooky, because they spend so much time trying to be everybody, and then they become nobody. It's deep.
But
They become.
what would we do though if like a prominent developer like said something and then oh well, because isn't there like just a handful of people that can like improve sharding or improve the Lightning Network? You know what I mean? Like what happens if like Elizabeth Stark said something 8 years ago and oh well, now we don't have her expertise in the space anymore?
Somebody would take her place. There's one thing I know in life, and that's everybody can be replaced.
That's a dark thing to know in life.
No, I mean that's true. Like it doesn't matter. Somebody would take her. Somebody would take her spot. Somebody would be the new Elizabeth Stark. But
Well, I mean, someone's gonna direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but arguably it's gonna be different in tone than the first two and maybe in quality.
well, maybe they should get what's his name on the hotline and not tell anybody and just make it just like the first two, so it stays successful.
I see what you're saying though. Like, I mean, I guarantee it's like, say, something happened to Vitalik and he lost all of his, I guess, credentials somehow or some forth, or was shunned from the community. You could be damn sure Ethereum and all of its coins would drop in price, because even though he has no like technical control over Ethereum, he has a lot of social control over Ethereum, and people idolize him.
Yeah, so let's say that tweet that Vitalik said last year, let's just say Ethereum, the community isn't to where somebody could report that tweet and he can get fired. But when this becomes super mainstream, like 8 years from now, what if someone dug up that tweet and then, I don't know. I was thinking about that. It's retarded.
I don't mind if people are human and they do human things, which is like fallible and make mistakes. It's them trying to like hide the fact or deny it after they've done it. If they own up to it and they're like, yeah, sorry, I learned from it, it was a mistake, then cool, we can move on. But if people consistently basically just say that didn't happen, despite irrefutable evidence that it happened, or they try and save face or pretend like it wasn't that big of a deal, then you can maybe treat them accordingly. But like, man, everybody's weird.
Yeah.
Let them be weird.
I'm trying to find the tweet. Trying to find the tweet. So, but it's somebody who's better with the internet could probably find it. But Vitalik did say something weird about child porn.
Way too loud to be typing.
Oh, you can hear all the typing stuff.
Would you like me to type something just so you can hear it?
It's a mechanical keyboard.
My keyboard, mine's not mechanical. What's wrong with my mouth? My keyboard's not mechanical. But anyways, is there anything that you guys want to talk about specifically today? What's on the docket?
Yeah, I got something to talk about.
What you got, fam?
The 40 under 40, man. How Fortune magazine put Brian Armstrong in the top 20 and sandwiched Rihanna up in there between him and Vitalik. That's pretty big. Are you guys familiar?
I'm familiar with Rihanna.
Umbrella. Is on par with Armstrong and Vitalik. All right.
Ella. Yeah, I'm familiar with Rihanna. I'm familiar with Brian Armstrong as well, and Vitalik. I know all three of those names, sir. I'm hip.
I mean, are you familiar with the article that came out?
No, I am not.
I saw the article,
but
I didn't read it.
I know what 40 under 40 means. It's like, these are the people that'll be more successful than you've ever been in your life, and they're not even 40 years old yet. That's pretty much what it is in a nutshell.
Yeah. So it's gonna get it's gonna get millions and millions and millions of views, and people are gonna be like, Coinbase, oh, Rihanna, yeah, Ethereum. So I think people will see these people and the projects they're attached to, and it'll bring some more awareness.
I mean, yeah, it probably will. I think mass adoption is a matter of urge, though, and a matter of like want. It's just a matter of want. Like, if you want the information, you'll seek it out. If you don't, then you won't. And I think Corey's world is the most real world, where most of these GPPs, these general purpose ass people, they're not going to know they're using crypto. It's just going to be something that makes their life better without them knowing. And that's just the way it's going to be. The yous and the us's and the people that listen to our show and the people that subscribe to the information we put out there, plus the people that are going out and getting their own, plus people making their own. These are the people that are going to be the plumbers of the future. These are the people that you call because they have the expertise, and then you're going to pay a premium on your ignorance for being a GPP for these people to help you out.
So you think it'll be a passive revolution here, where people are just going to be using the technology, whether they want to or not?
No, they won't. That part won't be a revolution. Those people will probably be using something that is, I don't want to say derivative, but built to top. Like, for instance, this guy who opened up, he increased the capacity of the Lightning Network by 214% or something like that, dramatically increasing the probability that transactions are routed through one of his 16 channels. Right? So what happens when we get some legs behind what he's done and some data, and he makes a good bit of revenue? Then you might see places like Coinbase open up these giant nodes, or other centralized places open up these giant nodes. So to help the functionality of that network, so the GPPs get all the benefits but not know what's happening in the background, right?
So I got a few things. Yeah, For the most part, I think that's the way that it's going to go. At least in countries that we live in, like first world countries. We don't need.
You can't say that. That's offensive.
No, I don't give a shit. It's fine.
Zero world.
They don't like people who need the infrastructure that don't have banking services need what these technologies can offer right now. People who don't need banking infrastructure don't need any of this stuff, and so they're kind of waiting for the applications to show up that make their lives better, like you were just talking about, and that's when they're going to get exposure to this whole world. Something else I wanted to say there that I already forgot about because I was thinking about that statement.
Do you think Rihanna's gonna be like, who's this bald-headed motherfucker in front of me? And then she learns all about his company, so she can be like number 19 next year.
No, Rihanna doesn't even know she's in the damn article. Probably.
I think that might be an article where she might pay attention to. I don't know because.
What is she in there for? Her makeup?
Yeah, she's in there for the lingerie line and the cosmetic stuff. You know, she's not in there because she's releasing records. You know, so as a business owner, like Jessica Alba, you know, I think she's not in there. She's not on the list, but I'm saying if she was on there, or maybe she is, I don't know. It wouldn't be because she's an actress, but because of like the other endeavors, and I think they pay attention to those things.
Yeah, Rihanna's makeup supposedly is great for black women, according to all of the thousands of ads I see for it when I'm scrolling through Instagram.
I was going to say, outside of that,
Yeah,
I remember
I get ads for black women.
that I read an article from a guy who increased the Lightning Network tremendously. He put like, I don't know, like 13 Bitcoin or something on it.
Mm-hmm.
Forget
15.
how much it actually
14.
Yeah, something like, well, he said that like he says he's releasing a series of articles on like how to do it, and then like how to set it up, how to run it, how to then monitor it. And so far, based on his experience having that many channels open, which is a good portion of the entire Lightning Network, he hasn't made enough to even cover the server costs of running the Lightning Network node. So
Yeah.
like it's not, people aren't running Lightning Network nodes because they're making a bunch of money. And as the network grows and more people do that, they're going to make less money because the routing optimizes for not only shortest path but also smallest fee. And so you don't make a lot of money doing this. You make a little bit, but it's probably not going to be enough to offset the cost of the server it takes to run all of it.
Mm-hmm. And that was the pipe dream, right?
Yeah,
That it does.
it just increases the number of pieces of software you need to run to interact with Bitcoin if you
Yeah.
want to use a Lightning Network.
And this is also like a it can be a precursor to proof of stake systems too, because it's like watered down proof of stake, right? You're staking your Bitcoin
Yeah.
in order to add benefits to
Do off-chain stuff.
do off-chain stuff. Period. So,
That's
we'll
what
see.
That's what most of the layer 2 solutions are. You stake whatever the native asset is, whether it be Ethereum or Bitcoin or Litecoin, because Litecoin does this too, and that gives you, supposedly gives you incentives to act properly to do off-chain stuff. And when you're done with all that off-chain stuff, whatever it may be, you then settle back on the blockchain with whoever you dealt with.
Yeah.
So it's like saying, I'm going to set this money aside, and if I can provably act badly, you can take some of that money away, or all of it, depending on whatever the protocol is. And so once I do that, I'm going to do a bunch of off-chain stuff, presumably correctly, because I have money set aside.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're all done doing that. Everyone settles back on the blockchain, and you go about your merry way. That's the gist of all off-chain solutions.
Yeah. And that's also based upon the precedent that nobody wants to see your fucking cup of coffee on the blockchain. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Right? So
You don't need, universal immutability for all time to prove that you bought a donut.
nope. Or in my case, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, or X double extra hot Flamin' Hot Cheetos, which are
That's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's actually just regular Flamin' Hot Cheetos from the 90s, and they've taken less of the hot dust and put it on the regular flavor. So that's what you do as a business. Instead of like
Wow.
putting on more
I haven't
dust.
seen these. Where do you buy these?
They're black label. Just go to the store and look at the black label Cheetos, and it's double extra hot.
It might
And
only
they
be a
just taste like
southern
the Cheetos from when we were kids. No, it's a thing. Maybe
They're
it's not up north yet, but it's definitely down here.
I think they're next to the Sprite that Drake does commercials for.
That's right. It's got my face on it because they know who they're marketing
That
to.
whole rapper thing did not last long. Like
What rapper
celebrity,
thing?
like we're getting endorsements from rappers and celebrities. That didn't last very long. I guess the ICO boom is kind of over because we're not seeing like Ti come in and be like, yo, ICO.
Oh yeah, that's because like when one person gets sued, the rappers tend to stop doing that.
That shit
Like,
got shut down.
yeah, Mayweather's getting sued. Steven Seagal was just threatened with being sued, and I think he flew for
What
the
did he
like.
do?
I got threatened to be sued.
Steven
being-
Seagal was endorsing Bitcoin.com with 2 I's instead of 1. So it was Bitcoin, COIIN, and that was
No
Steven
way.
Seagal's token. Yes, way. This happened last year.
Oh, he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
What did you said you got sued, Jello?
You got threatened?
Yeah, I got threatened to be sued.
For
what?
I was advising a ICO last year that ended up not being legit, so I removed myself from it. And then some angry guy who said that he invested too much money was going to sue me, and I was just like, no, you're not.
You advised them to stop being so ghetto, and then
I just removed myself once I found out that it wasn't as legitimate as I thought, and not my fault. I mean, 97% of these companies start out legitimate, and then you find they have ulterior motives.
Yeah.
So,
Ain't it the truth? But while you say that, like what we are starting to see though is some of these promises that were made are starting to come true. Augur
yeah, I was just about to say that.
Augur is going, and it looks like it's going very swimmingly. And the reason why I think Augur is baller is because but something I'm associated with recently reached out for sponsorship, and their response was, "We don't market, we just code." And I was like, I'm offended a little bit because of what I do, and I like sponsorships, but I respect your swagger, Augur. That is very swaggalicious. We don't market, we just code.
Reading a couple of their recent kind of announcements, they don't really need to sponsor because, well, maybe they do. I don't know. It depends on how useful their platform becomes. But the first round of settlements from the bets on Augur, or prediction markets called bets, it's gambling, but they settled around 20,000 Ethereum for the first round, and that's a small amount of bets on the platform.
No, 20,000 in Ethereum.
No, 20,000 ETH.
20,000 ETH?
Yeah. Was the first round of settlements from all the bets.
do you think that Tony Swish wakes up in the morning and just screams in a pillow?
I think he's doing okay.
Tony Swish?
Oh,
no, Tony Swish is doing fine.
He's doing
You think
fine.
he's not like, nah?
Maybe.
No, Tony Swish is doing fine.
All right. I think if you go on CoinMarketCap, and I think one Augur last time I looked was like $140. Give it whatever it is. I think any company who's like one token is worth more than 100. They're gonna have incentive and motivation to actually see through to a product. Like Dash will be okay, and whatever else is high. But all these
money.
They got too much money.
They gotta just keep. I mean, they're kind of almost like will accidentally make a product because they just have so much money to keep working. It's just gonna probably be slow.
Accidentally make a product.
You know what I mean? Like if you just keep moving in the right direction, regardless of how slow it may be or how bad you are at it, you're gonna make something.
Yeah, like Zcash. I mean, you're almost at $200 a token. There's probably gonna be something there.
Yeah, well, Zcash, you don't need much more than privacy.
They're not. They're pushing zero knowledge cryptography.
Yeah, you will always need.
They're not pushing it in terms of trying to sell it. They're pushing the boundaries of how they work.
Yep.
And a lot of the money that goes into Zcash is going into funding that research into furthering applied cryptography. That's why I like it so much.
No doubt. Zero knowledge proofs are going to help a lot of things. In my opinion.
Dash is pushing the research on how fast can you buy a Lamborghini and put a decal on it that says Dash on it.
Yeah. Dash is a marketing experiment.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You know how great.
Really novel there.
Yeah.
What's crazy is we almost had Stephen Baldwin on the show on behalf of Dash, and now he's Justin Bieber's father-in-law.
Oh, what? How do you?
Isn't that crazy?
It is bananas, but how do you know that?
Magazines are you reading?
Yeah. What's going on there?
I mean, when the most popular 20-something gets engaged, it's kind of hard to you just bat away the headlines, even if you don't want to read them.
Oh yeah, I did see him kissing on some lady on a lake, and I was like, oh, I guess Justin Bieber's being Justin Bieber. And then
you got to give him some credit for being having like a modicum of sanity at this point in his life.
Yeah. I remember seeing his original videos on YouTube when he was a kid, singing in the camera.
Could you imagine being that popular as a kid?
No. That wasn't high school. Know what I'm saying? No. But like, whenever we see like, oh, you know, Vitalik's gonna have a nervous break. Like, come on, man. He doesn't have like 1/1000th of like a Justin Bieber stressful day. You know what I'm saying?
But he's also not like singing in front of adoring like girls who are passing out because he walked by them.
You think that's the stressful part?
I don't know, man. Like, in order to perform, like, I guess you still have to like.
I think that's the part that's not stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like it's the demand to perform at all times, and then to be like this person. You can't be a human, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. You're
not allowed to be a human anymore. You have to be a superhuman, and people aren't fucking superheroes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Elon Musk is having a little Twitter like mental breakdown as of. I don't follow too close, but people are saying he needs to like calm down.
He needs to put the Twitter down for a little bit. He needs to just he needs to go on vacation. Like, he's trying too hard. He's a try-hard. He's trying way too hard at this point.
He's going to try hard his whole life.
It's just, you don't try to change the world. You just do stuff, and hopefully the world agrees that what you did is awesome. He's setting out to change the world, which only ends terribly. Like, he just needs to relax. He just needs to...
Like, even if you just stop now, I'd say he's made significant progress towards changing the world in the right direction.
Yeah, that's very true. He needs to stop. He needs to pull what's the name, like, when people go out on a victory? Like, end with a... like, Wayne Gretzky, right? Didn't he end with a championship? He was like, hey, I'm out. I won, I'm out.
No, do it so you crash and burn.
Live long enough to be the villain? Yeah. That's everybody's story. Like,
the only person who's ever successfully done that, I think, is Floyd Mayweather. Everybody else, they get L's until they retire, and they're like, damn it.
Yeah, he bought into the villain. Perspective.
He's a heel by nature.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
let's go on ahead and push the interview out so we could get to the second half of this roundtable. Corey, were you gonna say something? I interrupted you. Your mouth was like open while I started talking.
You did exactly what I was gonna do. Good job.
Okay. So we got an interview here from Dan Bonet, Dr. Dan Bonet. Cello, you were just waiting for me to.
No, that was a pause. There was a little pause between.
Dan Bonet. He is a professor. He's been studying, lecturing and being a straight up bouse in the discipline of cryptography for some time, and he, like the rest of us that are so infatuated with this space, caught word of cryptocurrency, and the rest is history. And now he is the director of the Blockchain Research Institute at Stanford. And if you don't know what Stanford is, get cultured because it's a big fucking deal. It's a university over out on the West Coast. I believe it's a private university too. I've actually been on that campus, and it is bananas how much money flows into that school. But we had him on to talk about his research. We had him on to talk about the institute. He's been Is it biddle or biddle?
I don't know what that word is.
Build, but with the D. They switched the D. There's two camps on that.
Oh, that.
I think it's biddle.
Whatever. Go ahead.
Anyways, we should stop doing those dumb things. But anyways, he's a builder, and Corey and I sat down and we had a cup of coffee and a bagel and chatted with him in a coffee shop.
Does he own crypto? Do people that like study security and talk about cybersecurity and the future of cryptography, do they own any, you think?
You'd imagine so, but now it's getting to a point where it's not.
I hope so. If they're that deep in, they know where this is going, and they probably own something.
Yeah.
Something.
Well, because there's two people attached to this network that don't have any, and they're evangelists and advocates.
Yeah, but they do.
Yeah.
They just don't have like a tremendous amount relative to their net worth.
Mm-hmm. Everybody should own some crypto at this point.
Right? Hashtag hold on to it.
Hashtag not investment advice. Buy some crypto.
I gave some investment advice when Coinbase added those tokens. I was like, you should buy those tokens. This is investment advice.
Straight up.
There's no way around it.
This is investment advice. Sue me if you want to. Come at me, dog. Anyways.
Please don't sue us.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah. Corey, I could see that, like, I could see the fear in your eyes when Cello just let it. I didn't know that he was threatened to be sued, but you were like, what? When did this happen? Anyways, here's the interview with Dr. Dan Bonet. We hope you enjoy it. Here it is.
All right. Play 10 seconds, and then we'll start here. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna play this through my headset real quick to see how it sounds.
Yeah, we all three first time have good mics.
Yeah.
Be quiet for a sec.
I need to update that board over there. A lot of shows have come and gone. You see that graveyard, Cello? That's all the shows that were planned but didn't see fruition. We got Dat Boy Future and Ethereum podcast, buy or sell, all graveyards. I need to update it with what's current.
It sounds, once you get out the background noise from my microphone, which I don't know why it's coming in.
Don't worry, mine's in there too.
No, like, I got nothing from y'all.
This sounds good.
It sounds, once I take the background noise out of my house. Oh, it's because it's picking up the air conditioner and stuff.
All right. I'll take it out.
Once we get that taken out, it's gonna sound fucking buttery, super good. Because I deleted a section of my background noise and listened to that, and it sounds great.
I can dig it. If I get a system upgrade, though, I want the system to be the system of all systems, like at least last 7 years.
No, we can't pay for all that.
Yeah, I got the base model Mac. Let me remind you.
What are you talking about? If you paid 3 stacks for a Mac, that's base model, right?
No, it goes up to $9,000 now. and the base model with just that touch bar adds $800 to it. I didn't get that. I got the literal base model. Corey can tell you.
Yeah, it's just the eGPU is going to give him a lot of the extra workload that he needs.
Yeah.
I'm
good for the next 4 years.
Yeah, my upgrade is going to be a video card and a monitor because my system is relatively new.
Well, a video card and a monitor.
I built the system that I have without the video card for about $1,000. Like I built it last year when we took our bonuses. I took that $1,000, bought a processor, RAM, motherboard, and a new hard drive.
Yeah, well, I need the whole
2 SSD, and that was like all the upgrades I needed. And they're all like really, really nice.
I need the whole 9.
And
so that's the whole 9. What am I missing here? Is that other than graphics card?
No, I'm not saying you didn't get the whole 9. I'm just saying what I need.
Yeah.
So
I got 16 cores of butter.
I like that. I need 72 cores.
I paid $900 out of pocket, so I get the Black Magic tied to it. So
I don't know what that is, but
it's basically an external graphics card. It's an external graphics card so that he can plug his laptop into it and run it's like a docking station with a graphics card built into it.
Yeah, so I have desktop power on a laptop.
Sex. That's sex right there.
So it's best of both worlds for him because he can just take his laptop out, travel, and it's light while having like a real desktop experience when it's plugged into that.
That's sexy shit. We're going pro here. I need two more screens.
I just want one 4K screen.
Yeah, I want one just so my video card doesn't work overtime. And
I think that graphics card can push whatever you want.
But you're going 5K though. You're not going 4K.
No, I'm going 4K.
How many Ks do you want? I want 15.
5K only works with the Apple stuff.
Oh, okay.
Well, I I could run a 5K, but I'm not interested in that. I have a 4K. That's good enough.
Yeah, porn can only get so good.
Can it?
I don't watch porn on my computer.
What? How do you not watch porn on your computer?
Because I don't want to put porn on my computer. I don't watch porn on my computer.
Okay, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense when you put it like that. Mobile porn experience is getting better though.
Yeah.
Unless someone calls you in the middle of it.
Somebody's speaking from experience.
You still recording? Are we still live?
We've been live. We're live the whole time.
Nice.
That's the point of being behind the scenes.
Yeah. Learning more about host number 1.
Host number 1, Cello.
Same as the regular show.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to go on the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah, in 10. And that was the interview with Dr. Dan Bonet. It sounds like a 90s boy band last name.
No.
Like he's the guy in the band that's like, "Yeah, girl. And I just want to tell you that I made this apple pie with love. And I bring it to your apartment with love. And it's still warm. Like our love." Like the guy with the deep voice that talks in the background. You know, Mr. Bonet. That's yeah. Or the single artist with the falsetto that like sings about watching you in the mall. It's creepy, but because he has a falsetto voice and it's kind of nice, like the girls are okay with it. Like, "I've been watching you while you walk," and the girls are like, "Oh, I love it. It's so nice. I love Bonet."
There is a musician named Bonet. BonetMusic.com.
I told you, I knew it. It's such a musician name.
He's a worship leader at a Jewish synagogue, and
I didn't expect it to go there. I didn't.
He wrote a 10-song album, a worship album.
Oh,
I bet it's riveting.
That's definitely opposite of what I thought. I thought he would be trying to smooth talk the women.
Track 6 is called "You Clothe Me."
Bonet, the remix god. That's what it is.
Anyway,
so
topics of conversation today.
Yeah. So, what I think is interesting is ever since I started Just the Headers, it's starting to get a little deja vu-y because the articles don't change their tone, and there's not really interesting stuff that the mainstream news cares about. So I'm going to try to add some more stuff to the RSS feeds that come in, just because it seems like price or regulators say this or regulators say that, regulators don't say this or they don't say that. But the thing that I worry about, right, is, or not worry about, but if that's all the mainstream news is covering, then that's pretty much all retail investors ever get to see. So I'm wondering if, like, is it by design that it's just such crappy news about things that are kind of lame, or like is it just lazy journalism? I tried to get a journalist on the show, but it was like going through the labyrinth to get that person on the show. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys even read the mainstream news, or do you try and get your updates on this industry other avenues?
I will peruse headlines, but I never really read them because they're too surface level. Like it's hard to figure out. Like, say for instance, I'm on CoinDesk.com. It's hard to see what of the 20 articles a day they put out or more. I don't know their volume, but which one of those is actually impactful and which one is just like fluff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to waste my time trying to figure that out. I'd rather trust the group of people that I follow to discuss things that are important. I've spent a lot of time curating a community to follow so that the things that they talk about and the communities that I'm involved with will bring up issues that I need to know about. And I can then use that as a springboard to go learn more.
Mm-hmm.
I think headlines are they're only manufactured to manipulate price and manipulate investors. So I mean, I go on Twitter to get all my news. Like for instance, Brian Armstrong will tweet that Facebook has whitelisted his ads, so Coinbase can run ads on Facebook again. Hooray! I don't need to go to CoinDesk to hear that. I can just hear it straight from the CEO of that company, and I can tailor my feed to get the news I want. So I think I made a joke in Slack the other day. Instead of just the headers, or in addition to just the headers, we have like a crypto headline show where we just peruse crypto Twitter and pull the best headlines from Twitter.
I mean, that's very possible, but that could also just be added to just the headers. But
yeah,
at the same time, that's dangerous.
Why?
You want to get news from the source. You want to get it from a third party because that's what history's taught us about news.
I mean, but when you get news filtered through like PR firms and all that, you're going to run into the same problems you're running into. The same news from the same RSS feeds.
Yeah, but not all of it is PRs. I mean, you've got to trust I mean, it's kind of like an unwritten thing about getting news is you trust where it's coming from. And I mean, I wouldn't trust the source because Brian Armstrong could say anything about he could say anything at all about, yeah, we went to the headquarters of Facebook and I talked to Zuckerberg himself and he stroked my goatee, even though it's immature. And now we are back on Facebook. That's the whole problem with Trump, right? That's the whole, he's got his own media source and that's supposed to be illegal, but he's on Twitter tweeting out all this fake shit and people love it. So that's why you don't get it from the source.
I mean, it's a judgment call, right? Like you should always, we talked about this before, whenever you're reading something that someone's putting out, you have to take into account the source and their reason for posting it. Like, what are they getting out of it? And you have to then judge the quality of the material in the post with that motivation and of the source and their I guess their past, right? So you try and pick things that give you reasonably good information and follow that group of things. And it's still biased. Everything's biased. Like I don't think there's such a thing as good cryptocurrency journalism. Like objective big J journalism. I don't think that exists. So you have to read everything that you see with a lens of why they're posting it and the motivation behind it, and have to make your own judgment on what do they stand to gain. Like, I don't believe anything Ver says because he has a history of saying things that aren't true to then benefit himself. But if he says things I'm going to look like, and that may catch my eye, I'll look for that topic in the objective places I know to go to find out more about it. But I'm not going to take his word. He may be a springboard for me to find out more of things that may interest me.
Well, you can use a real world example. When McAfee said that his wallet was the be all end all, you're like, why don't you send it to me and I'll try to back up that statement.
That's the way I live my life, though, right? I don't subscribe to a group that informs my judgments. I come to my own conclusions based on things I know to be true or feel to be true, and then that may align with some ideology by happenstance. And when you go the opposite is when you get like tribalism and a lot of ignorance and people who just say things because that's what the group they belong to says.
Me on the other hand,
it's a safer way to live, to come to your own decisions based on your own logic and intellect.
Yep. There was a solid 2 to 3 years of my life where if something said it was the best ever, I always tested that out. Because I was like, what if it is the best?
Yeah, you did. You did every time. You were the demographic of all marketers because they just said a few words and you're like, sold, gotta go check that out.
This is the best action movie you'll ever see. And I'd say like, what if they're right? I should go check this movie out just in case. I don't want to miss it if it's the best.
Can't miss that.
I do want to like backpedal on what you said. Like, we tried to get a journalist on. I'm not going to name names or name the publications, but they wanted to like, oh, can we get a list of questions so I can run it by and all this and they emailed us, and I'm just like, why can't you just come on as a person? And why does it have to be tied to your employer or tied to the place you work? And I just didn't understand that. I mean, we've talked to over 200 guests. We've never had to jump through that many hoops. Just come on as yourself. Talk objectively. Be a human. But no, like, I need a list of questions and,
I need you to sign this
check
package. I need you to start an account here and get the NDA. And it's like, dude, come, just fuck out of here.
So.
Well, that's not what our show's about, right? Like.
Yeah.
Well, I was transparent. I said, hey, look, the more you prepare for the interview, the worse it'll be. I'm sorry. That's just the way the show is run. So.
Yep. That's all I have for you guys. So I guess as our audience, if you're listening to this, when you're out there reading the news and stuff, dig a little bit deeper than what they give you. It's 2018. You can always dig deep enough to find something that's that public, or hopefully. But a lot of this like news that I see coming out of the mainstreams, when I say mainstream, I'm talking CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, Bitcoin.com. What's that one that's like all over the top in Reddit all the time? Is it CCN or whatever? Those guys.
Should we talk about that CCN thing or no?
Nope.
No, let's not get that.
We're working on letting that play out from the back end before we start talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I really had to discuss today. I was just not worried, but I just noticed a trend, and I just wanted to talk about, like, the news kind of talks about the same stuff every week. Are they, like, programming us? I don't know.
Yeah, but, like, it's kind of obvious, right? Who's the demographic that the RSS feeds that you subscribe to are for? The people who typically look at those publications, are they in-depth developers who understand like subtleties of the infrastructure? Are they investors? Are they people trying to learn how this stuff is working? Who are they? And,
GPPs, baby.
Oh, well, then of course. What type of publication can you put out regularly that will be interesting to that audience?
The price is going to go up.
It can't cover too much material.
Yeah, that's right.
If someone took a week in Ethereum and built out a technical, high-level, hashing it out website where it had like no ulterior motives, only high-level headlines about progress in the community, there's not one out like that, by the way. So if anybody who's not lazy wants to do that, you can give me 5% of your profits.
If there is, please let us know. We'd love to. We'd love to like watch it because the amount of quality curated material coming from Week in Ethereum from Evan is fantastic. Like I can tell that there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Thompson on there.
John, he's doing good, but it's not at the level of the amount of work going into that newsletter.
Yeah,
he's doing good, but it's not there yet. Like I'm happy he's a part of it, and I'm happy we have one.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if I call it a newsletter
level
officially.
Of detail
Let's call it his contribution to the publication.
Yeah, I would say like a real website where you can go get high-level news and all that.
It takes a team, right? You need like people to do all that type of stuff.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh shit!
It's easy for one person to make a newsletter because there isn't a lot of like peripheral development / administration, whatever. Like not one of us could have done this podcast and everything around it. It took all three of us to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I would love to see a tag team between Vitalik, Armstrong, and Rihanna. I'd love to see what that looks like.
A sexual tag team?
No. Come on, man.
It came out that way. It's what
that's where my mind went.
Yeah.
I didn't think it sounded that way at all. We were talking about teamwork, making the dream work, and you were talking about like different people bringing different stuff to the table. And I was like, man, I wonder if those 340 under 40 people that we talked about to keep the thread of continuity going. But you guys took it sexual, and that shows you guys' level of maturity. So,
we're done here.
I mean, yeah, we have to be done now because you guys just offended everyone. So, let's wrap this up. I just know something. Cello, why do you have an Oakley case? Like, for Oakleys? Do you wear that many Oakleys?
No, it's a case for other stuff. I'm just gonna take the branding off of it.
Oh, okay.
Work in progress.
Your office is way cooler than mine. I'm looking at it, and mine is whack compared to yours. Anyways,
Been filming it for a while.
What do we do? So the first thing we do, if you go to the bitcoinpodcast.network, it'll take you to the bitcoinpodcast.com. You could peruse all of the things on the site. It's mostly just a site to get you to go to the different podcasts that the network offers. You can click on the podcast tab, and it'll break down all the podcasts that are on the network and producing content. Check them all out. We have a music broadcast. We have a broadcast specifically for like projects that cause social impact. There's podcasts for the headlines. There's podcasts for deep technical dives that you don't get anywhere else. Hashing It Out is in a league of its own. Corey, do you feel good about that? Being in a league of your own?
I'm enjoying doing it. Yeah.
A league
sure.
like do you feel like the movie A League of Their Own?
No.
I wouldn't think you would. What else do we do? You can join the Slack if you go to the bitcoinpodcast.network. We're in there. One of the recent Slack members said I have to give you guys credit because you guys have been doing this for like 2-3 years strong. The Slack is 2 years old, I think. The Slack is 2 years old. He said, and you guys are always in here dedicating your time every day. If anybody has a question, if anybody just wants to shoot the shit, you're here. Other crypto groups fade. And you know why they fade? Because they only give a shit about the price. Speaking of which, how about that price? But let's not talk about that. Join the Slack. There's lots of people to talk to. Lots of professionals in there, too. So it's a great environment.
You just reminded me, speaking of price, I sold all my Tron, so no more Tron jokes.
All right. No more bag holding.
You sold all your Tron?
Sold it all.
Wow, what happened? You lost faith?
No, I doubled my money and got tired of waiting.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's more investment advice from Cello, how to double your money. You get tired of waiting and just sell when you doubled your money. It's not a bad...
Not investment advice, but I'm not bag holding anymore. I'm just I consolidate everything into the big three, except for the majors.
Yeah.
Not
What would you
investment
consider
advice.
the big three?
Oh, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin.
Okay.
As long as Bitcoin controls the market and all that, I mean, what's the point? I mean, when Bitcoin goes up, my bags go up. So, just what's the point?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing, but not saying that they're doing. That's why I like each other. You keep it real. You keep it real out in these streets.
Sure, just don't sue me.
All right.
Oh, no. The Bitcoin, medium.com/the Bitcoin podcast. That's our blog. It's really a publication that we'd hope that you'd love to contribute to. We have one contributor, Mr. Thompson. Thank you very much. Sorry for destroying your name last week. If you'd like to contribute things, please hit us up in our Slack by joining the Bitcoin Podcast Network. What else do we do? I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
Here.
Huh?
We're done here.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear
We're going to
babies.
wrap it
Time
up.
to go.
So thank you guys for watching this live stream. We're live. We're going to try and get in a good habit of live streaming the Roundtable. So if you were asking questions, we were ignoring you. And I told you that.
We'll get better at it.
Crypto Until Infinity, DJ Neverending Story, is going to start releasing some video content, and he just released episode 17 with his first interview with the A&R of Tune.
All right. Good shit, man. We keep it coming for you guys. Well, that's it. Shout out to Zoe Saldana and Carrie Hilson and Zazie Beats. Wait, what do I say? Play the outro.